Hey, Crown Content Publications, followers, viewers, supporters, and uh, I said followers, viewers, supporters, listeners. I forgot about the listeners because we wouldn't be who we are without you guys. Even if it's just a listener to, hopefully, our video topic discussions are relevant to others. Somebody who may see certain perceptions and views and expressions just the way I do. Give me 1 second, guys. We welcome you to the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel on tonight. I meant to cover this topic on about 9 hours ago, y'all. But because it's been 9 hours, I definitely have way more to say about this topic right here than what I thought I had when I originally came up with the idea for this topic. Because how it came about, I originally ended up seeing a article about some women somewhere in the United States. I forgot what state it was. Y'all can go Google it. How they were contemplating going on a sex strike. Keep up with me. So yeah, y'all, these women was on the news talking about. I don't know where they got the idea from, but it definitely had me to read the article. Go check that story out. I forgot what state it's in, but they were like, at this point, we just want to go on a sex strike. And I thought to myself, as a woman, hmm, would something like that change the perceptions and views of women, even if we were to just go on a strike like that for just 3 days? What y'all think about that? 3 days, married, boyfriend, booed up or not, we all take a strike and don't have sex to get whatever point they think that we can get across out here. I think that's very funny. Now, lady told me already, she gave me her opinion, and this was just a street opinion, me asking a random woman on last night. Happy 4th of July weekend to you guys out there from the Crown Content Publications YouTube family as well. But anyways, I was asking her, I said, now sis, and she was because elderly opinions and points of views about certain topics matter to me. So she was a older lady, and I said, "Do you think if we were to do something like that, maybe we could change some things in the world in a year like 2022?" And y'all know what the woman told me? She said, "Baby, it's always gonna be a woman that still have sex even if y'all go on strike." So I said, no, I feel like if it's for a cause, we could get women to look at this and go on a sex ban, a sex strike, if we all put our minds to it. But see, in her opinion, she was like, I just feel like every woman would not do that. Another thing to think about is just like in certain countries, I feel like if a woman tell her husband, "Nah, we ain't having sex for 3 days because I'm on strike," with the women across the globe, when it comes to the LGBT movement and just sexual agendas. We feel like our kids are being fed. The youth, most definitely. Dang, what was the other ones I thought about? Uh, Abortion, of course. It's just a lot that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a sex strike could, like I say, I don't know if it would be to change things or just to wake people up, like in the reality that, first of all, you know what I'm saying, without the woman having sex, you gonna have a lot of disoriented people, a lot of moody people at work. I feel like day number one of something like a sex strike, everybody would be able to tell that, and because it would probably be majority of guys who feel the effect of that. You know what I'm saying? And you have men in all type of levels of profession, politicians, police officers. If women were to go on a sex strike, how would this affect these guys, right? It's just something I thought I would bring out as a topic discussion because when I saw this on the article that women were contemplating possibly going on a sex strike just because they're angry about abortion laws right now, I'm like, well, we could have been went on strike. It's much needed to change around this globe when it comes. when it comes to the perception of women and just raising awareness of domestic violence and things like this. Something like a sex strike could have been worked. That's just my opinion about it. And you don't need anybody to go on strike. Let's look at this truthfully, though. Like, even if it was a group of women in the state, in the country of the United States at this time, saying that that's something that they thinking about doing and getting other women to join the cause, it's like, I wouldn't have to wait on a strike to tell me, look, it's time for me to reserve myself for a little bit, withdraw myself from certain sexual activities, just to make a point. If women just looked at their life like that anyway, which I'm not saying all don't. You got a lot of women that have went on sex strikes personally, where they just, we got another word for it. We call it celibacy, right? Where you're just practicing, right, like just not indulging in sexual activities at all. And anybody can become celibate, a man or a woman. So what would ever really be the need of something like a sex strike if everybody would just individually decide and really begin to look at themselves and say, why am I having sex right now? Not only why am I having sex, but do I appreciate the sex, and am I getting it from somebody that actually matters? When I say matter, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we talking about a year like 2022. Nobody thinks about why they just sitting up there laying up with nobody no more. Why? Once again, sex is one of the biggest selling agendas, regardless of what that agenda is. To me, these days, sex is somewhere behind the scenes selling. Even with something like Disney, like the princesses and princes on Disney movies, they definitely kiss, they definitely have romantic feeling. Something like cartoons, it's just like, to me, I might be tripping and feel like it's a sex agenda behind everything that sells these days. You can look at commercials, they might have throw in a joke or like some kind of in between the line joke just to sell a product that has nothing to do with sex. But like I say, it sells. Now the two number one things I've always seen sell is sex and pain, and that is absolutely crazy. If it's a documentary about pain and struggle, if it's a movie about pain and struggle, if it's a music about pain and struggle, if it's a book about pain and struggle, guess what? It's gonna sell. I don't know why human beings love to hear a pain and struggle story, especially if there's some triumph at the end of it. But I mean, that's just the new era. People love a good drama. I'm gonna use the word pain, stick to that word like I said. But number two is sex. Sex always sells too. It doesn't matter what you, from music to whatever it is. Sex is always sold. Now, it ain't my fault that people are that way. So if sex always sells and pain always sells, what do we think would happen if women were to ever go on a sex strike in a year like 2022? Just about just about when it comes to them trying to do something to get the view back on what it is women need. What view is not the word. I'm gonna say like the attention, the perception back on that. Once again, I already stated my opinion though. Like, why would you need a strike, a whole strike? Why would you have to see other women do this just to decide yourself that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe me withholding sex for a while could help me. That's why people become celibate in the first place. Did y'all know that they decide in their mind somewhere that um maybe sex has begun to like distract them a little bit somewhere, or cloud up their judgment, cloud their views or perceptions about something. So therefore they choose to become I mean, and it's different reasons. It's different reasons. I was just touching on that one, that a person might become celibate, right? And I was wondering, like, this crazy though. Would I need a strike, an actual national strike, and have to see other women do this for a cause for me to make up in my own mind that I'm gonna withhold sex for a little while? What do y'all think the reactions of men across the globe would be if something like this ever came about? I mean, there's been other strikes in the course of history when it came to citizens not liking or not agreeing with something that Congress or government or whoever their leaders are doing. They're even in other countries they go on strike. Work unions go on strike. Just reminding people what a strike is to begin with. People have always went on strikes from the beginning of time to try to like prove a point about something or to, you know what I'm saying, raise awareness about something. Have y'all noticed that? So it's been a minute since I've seen just people who do like protesting is one thing, but strike, y'all, strike, a strike or a ban or a mandate, like a no sex mandate. And have we ever thought about the fact that, like, if we can be told we can or can't have abortions, we might be told one day we can or can't have sex anyway? I don't know. I got so many thoughts running through my head about this topic, so I gotta learn to slow down and talk about one thing at a time. And that's why I will start bringing my notes when I'm doing my recordings on here, because I don't know why I feel like I got the kind of mind that can just notate and remember everything that I'm gonna want to go over when it comes to a specific topic. But I will do a better job with bringing those notes because it was some really actual intense point of views and things to think about when we talk about something like a sex strike not only being a real option for women. I mean, it maybe it just wouldn't, because when we talk about abortion, it wouldn't just would it just be women? But yeah, for the sake of this topic, yeah. What if women went on a sex strike in 2022? What would y'all what would y'all what would y'all take be on it? Like, do y'all feel like people would break up? See, you would see somebody true color if they can't accept you going on a sex strike for a cause or something you believe in. Like, would you feel like that person still love you if they got angry because you chose to withhold sex? Well, that, like I say, there's been other type of strikes in the course of history about different causes and reasons for these strikes. Okay, for example, you had people boycott. Boycott is another word, y'all, for strikes and stuff, right? You might decide, well, I ain't gonna ride the bus. I don't know why Rosa Parks just comes to my mind first. Like, when I first thought of a topic like women's sex strike in 2022, Rosa Parks came to my mind. I guess because she was a woman as well. So I mean, that's probably not unheard of for me to think about her first. But I do believe what she stood for also led to a strike for a little while, even if the way things were set up and segregated. Black people sat on a certain side of the bus, which was the back of the bus, and she didn't want to give up her seat this particular day. Do you know something as little as this woman deciding, like, no, I'm not gonna do that today? Whether it's because I'm tired, or I'm just tired of the stigma altogether. Because like history tried to tell us it was because Rosa Parks' feet was hurting and she had worked a long shift. Maybe it was that she was tired altogether of being told where she can and can't sit as a human being. R.I.P. Rosa Parks. See, I still just respect that all the way around. But I'm just saying, like, I never, I bet she did not think that that one action of her standing up for herself that day and actually being arrested would lead to others deciding, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We finna stop paying for these buses. We finna go on strike until y'all let Rosa Parks out. Like that. You know what I'm saying? People have always been went on strike and stood up for different causes for different reasons. So with something like a sex strike of women doing it in 2022, we've heard about a lot of different strikes and just boycotts. I'm telling y'all, but this one right here, somebody even told me, Sherry, if you were to like start something like that and you got women to really do that, you a bad motherfucker. I just laughed, y'all. My friend told me that because I told y'all the two opinions that I've already heard from people. They was like, yeah, you can never get every woman, even if it's just for 3 days. You can never get every woman to just stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Would they really be doing it? Because if they wasn't really doing it, then you can't expect the effect of the strike to, you know what I'm saying, play out like you want it to. Because like there's so much money in sex these days, y'all. It's crazy, from porn to just like strippers and the music. You know what I'm saying? Like this would go really deep if you had women of all different industries, several different industries decide that, look, we're not having sex. Like I say, even if it's for 3 days a week, I think that's something that could, you know what I'm saying, get people attention in another way. Now they would have no choice but to, I don't know, y'all. It's crazy. They even are making robot women one day that might become mates to some human beings. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've heard some human beings say they prefer a robot woman, especially if she human like. I've already heard I should take a real toll, like a real survey study, and see what the people have to say on the streets. But from what I heard so far, a lot of men would prefer a robot woman. At the end of the day, it's because they feel like they can fully more control her, and they probably even imagine that she wouldn't give them any back talk, or, you know what I'm saying, sass, and or roll her eyes. But you just can't say that unless you've experienced a robotic woman. It just ask Google. When you ask Google, Alexa something, you're talking to a robot. And as smart as these robots, just like you know what I'm saying, the ones we use on Google and Alexa, like they're very intelligent. You ask it anything, it's gonna give you an answer. Now imagine putting that same type of brain or that same type of knowledge and intelligence into a robotic woman body, right? That's why to me it's always been funny. Like maybe men think that robotic women would be a cool option to have, but really they not thinking all the way through it. Cause would it you be dealing with a whole new level of intelligence, like artificial intelligence, fucking with a robot woman? That's just my opinion. Happy 4th of July to you guys out there from the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel. What do you guys have planned this weekend? Whatever it is, I'm advocating on this channel for you guys to be careful. Keep you a designated driver. Don't be trying to drive anywhere turned up and lit and drinking because you might save a life or two just calling you a Uber or just staying at home this 4th of July. A lot of us can see fireworks right from our backyard, right from our porches, right? I don't want to hear about y'all got locked up on 4th of July night acting crazy out there, okay? So Crown Content Publications reminds you to drink responsibly. Um and even watch your actions. I mean, cause this is real, y'all. Like, ain't no abortion options anymore in a lot of states. Like, do not let 4th of July holidays like 4th of July, Valentine's, New Year's trap you into babies and kids and responsibility that you might not end up wanting. I think that's a really good disclaimer and a really good time to even remind people of that because yeah, man. You know, we all know you get liquor and all of this drink and wine in your system, and you end up putting yourself in a situation you wouldn't have did sober. You know what I mean? So it's something to think about during the holidays. But this won't be a long segment at all. I just thought I would get on here and talk about this topic a little bit and get you guys to comment later. Make sure you like and subscribe for more video topics just like these random video topics, things for us to talk about and think about when it comes to real life and factual events across the globe. Right? I feel like in some countries, even if women wanted to go on strike and say they're not having sex for 3 days, a week, a month, and something like that, like a sex strike, I feel like you would have to do that. You would have to extend it like a month or two to get what you want. Cause they said for a long time, y'all, women hold the power. Women hold the power at the end of the day. I ain't gonna say what type of power, but we hold that power, and it's like just have we ever thought about that? Like just talking about everything else is being reset. They call it a global reset. The world is being reset, the economy is being reset. You know what I'm saying? People themselves are being reset, their careers are being reset. Why not reset the way that we think about sex, what sex is, and how we've been doing it, right? Something like a strike would to me be like a sexual activity reset across the globe. Like to me, people need to rethink um how they've been using this very act or tool um to get the things that they want. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a whole ban, like a purge, a law tomorrow that says, you can't just have sex no more. I wonder would people be that's when you see people go in a real uproar, like, wow, you're really telling me what to do with my body. Right now everybody just has opinions about abortion. But if it was like a law that passed that affect everybody, like something like saying that you can no longer have sex after certain hours on certain days, if that just became like a whole law out here, I just feel like then you would have more people understand where women are coming from when it comes to talking about their rights with their bodies. Because really, what's the difference? Talk about abortion, you talk about sex. Either way, you telling somebody what they can or can't do with their body. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to put it in the same category like that, but that's pretty much the same thing to me. So you could expect a bigger reaction if you telling more people. I'm gonna close this segment right here, guys. Uh, and probably do a part two.